If someone is not healthy enough to qualify for traditional long-term care insurance, there are 4 alternative solutions that I recommend for them. The number one alternative solution is what I call easy approval long-term care insurance, or EZLTC for short. EZLTC is real long-term care insurance. It meets all the requirements the federal government has for long-term care insurance. And best of all, it's available in all 50 states. However, not everyone is healthy enough to qualify for EZLTC. The number 2 recommendation I have for someone who can't qualify for traditional long-term care insurance is what I call recovery policies. These policies are even easier to qualify for than traditional long-term care insurance, but they're only available in 35 states. The hard part about recovery policies is finding a really good one. These policies are regulated, but they're not regulated as strictly as traditional long-term care insurance. For purposes of planning for long-term care, there are some really good recovery policies. There's also some that are not so good. And they're not easy to find because they go by lots of different names. The names even vary from one state to the next. Check this out. Some of these policies are called short-term care insurance, or home health care insurance policy, or short-term nursing home care indemnity policy, or limited benefit convalescent care policy, short-term facility care and home health care policy, limited benefit fixed indemnity policy, limited benefit nursing facility confinement policy, limited benefit hospital indemnity and home care indemnity policy. Lots of different names. It's hard to differentiate between the really good recovery policies and the not so good policies because of the fine print. There's 3 things in the fine print that are really important and that you need to focus on. And these 3 factors are how I determine which of these policies to recommend for my clients who are wanting to plan for long-term care. The first and most important factor is, how do you qualify for benefits? Isn't that the most important thing? What criteria does the insurance company use to determine when you qualify to receive benefits from the policy? I call that benefit triggers. I recommend policies that use the benefit triggers that are similar to traditional long-term care insurance. Traditional long-term care insurance uses either a cognitive impairment benefit trigger, where you're needing to be supervised because you have a cognitive impairment. The second way that traditional long-term care policies qualify for benefits is if you need assistance with any 2 of the 6 activities of daily living. Those activities are bathing, dressing, eating, toileting, transferring from bed to chair, or maintaining continence. So with traditional long-term care insurance, if you need assistance with any 2 of those 6 activities, that qualifies for benefits. And I look for recovery policies that use that type of trigger as well. Some recovery policies use a benefit trigger called medically necessary. What does that mean? Is it medically necessary to have someone help me bathe or dress? When my mother-in-law had mini strokes and she needed assistance in the shower and she needed assistance getting dressed, is that medically necessary? I don't know. But she certainly needed help with 2 of the 6 activities of daily living. Some of these policies will only pay benefits if there's a specific diagnosis, like cancer or stroke or heart attack. Some of these other policies will only pay benefits if you're getting rehabilitative care or if you're getting what's called skilled care, which means you're getting physical therapy or speech therapy. Well, What if you're not? What if you need help with bathing and dressing, but you don't need physical therapy or speech therapy? The second criteria that I use in determining which of these policies to recommend for my clients who are planning for long-term care is how much of the benefit can be paid for care received at home. Ideally, you want a policy where 100% of the benefit can be paid for care that's received at home. Who doesn't want to stay at home, if at all possible? There are some recovery policies where only a small percentage of the benefit can be used for care at home. They might limit it to a very small number of home visits, or they might only allow 50% or less of the daily benefit to be used for care at home. The third criteria I look for is there's some type of inflation protection. Care costs are going to continue to rise. So does this policy include not only a rich daily benefit, but also will the benefits grow over time? Now, if you're considering one of these recovery policies for long-term care planning, there are some special features in some of the better recovery policies that are slightly better than traditional long-term care insurance. For example, with the better recovery policies, the full daily benefit is paid for each day that you need care, even if your care costs less than that. If the facility daily benefit is $400 per day, but your care is costing only $250, the policy will still pay the full $400, and you can do whatever you want to do with the remaining, with that extra $150 per day. Also, many recovery policies have no elimination period for care received at home. That means that the benefits can start to be paid for the very first day of care you receive at home. Another example is that recovery policies can often pay more benefits in a short period of time than traditional long-term care insurance. Many of the better recovery policies will pay as much benefit over 1 year or 2 years as a traditional long-term care insurance policy might pay in 3 years or 4 years. Also, with the better recovery policies, your benefits can be restored, which means you can use the policy more than once. You might use it one time for maybe 6 months or 9 months and then get all better, and the benefits that you received from the policy are put back into it for the next time that you need care. There are some situations where a recovery policy can pay benefits where a traditional long-term care insurance policy would not pay benefits. There's 2 scenarios. One would be if you need care for less than 90 days. A traditional long-term care insurance policy is only going to pay benefits if your doctor certifies that your care is expected to last 90 days or more. Recovery policies don't have that restriction. Those benefits can be paid right away without a 90-day certification requirement. Also, some recovery policies can even pay benefits if you receive a diagnosis of a terminal illness. Even if you don't need help with the activities of daily living, even if you don't have a cognitive impairment, if you're diagnosed with a terminal illness, the policy can pay benefits. And that's a situation where a traditional long-term care policy would not pay benefits unless you needed help with the activities of daily living. So when shopping for one of these recovery policies, make sure you look for one that has benefit triggers similar to traditional long-term care insurance, home health care benefits that are rich, and some type of inflation protection. Lastly, in my book, I have a small section entitled, "Sometimes 2 policies are better than 1." Many people who buy recovery policies can buy 2 policies. Buy one policy from one company, buy another policy from another company, and if you do need care, you can receive benefits from both policies at the same time. Some of my clients will buy a recovery policy to help pay for care during the elimination period of their traditional long-term care insurance policy. So they'll buy both a traditional long-term care insurance policy and a small recovery policy to help with that elimination period. To learn more about recovery policies and to get a quote, go to my website, LTCShop.com, and click on Policy Finder. Answer a few quick questions, and within one business day, we'll send you the details. Thanks.